So Shujit Sarkar's next is out after Sardar Udham Singh after a gap of almost 3 years. His new movie I Want to Talk is based on the true story of a US based NRI Arjun Sen who finds out he has cancer and now he tries to combat it. The promos did generate some curiosity for me, and Abhishek Bachchan has had quite a transformation for the role as well himself. And well, I like Shujit's work, so I definitely was curious to check this one out. But well, how does this movie stack up? Let's go ahead and find out. So the movie shows Arjun Sen, played by Abhishek Bachchan, who one fine day gets diagnosed with cancer. He's filing for a divorce at the time and has a daughter who the parents have joint custody of. They show he's more of a recluse and doesn't have a lot of people around him. Post this, the rest of the movie is around how he does surgery after surgery, not knowing how long he has to live, and how his relationship with his daughter evolves as well. So starting off, I feel the film was very well researched and very well presented. In terms of medical terms, conditions, even doctors explaining surgical procedures, it all seemed very thorough and gives you a feeling as if you're actually in a hospital. Shujit had done a medical drama earlier too with October, so I feel a lot of this would have come naturally to him. The art direction is good in terms of medical and hospital setups, but when it comes to showing a change in time, like showing 10 plus years having passed, there doesn't seem to be much of a change art-wise either in the props or the architecture. Now, the acting in the movie really stands out. Abhishek Bachchan is great in portraying Arjun Sen, and I feel this might be one of his best performances. Definitely in the top 5. He does a very good job at portraying the character at different ages and also at different points pre and post surgery. The body language of a patient post surgery is very evident, and he doesn't lose that ever in the scenes. And likewise, the nervousness of a patient going into surgery is also almost always evident in his acting. Next, I really liked Jayant Kriplani as Abhishek Bachchan's main doctor. He's done a fabulous job and plays a nonchalant doctor really well, very convincingly giving off the "I've done this a million times, here are the facts" kind of a person. Alia Bamru is also very great as his grown-up daughter, and even the child artist who portrays the younger version of his daughter is very good. All the performances are in a very real zone and all the actors fit their roles really well. Even the American actors in the movie, even the ones in the smallest scenes, fit their part really well. So well, having said all that, let's see what's bad. Well, for starters, I'd say the overall story and inconsistencies. So what I found very weird in the story and screenplay is that they barely ever show any friends or family around him while he's going through all of this, and then they soon all of a sudden just appear out of nowhere. For example, they show he's about to get a divorce and then he gets diagnosed, and then he has a meeting with the lawyers and hands over his house and some assets to his ex-wife. The daughter shuttles back and forth between the ex-wife and his new place, and this is a time where he's having multiple surgeries and a lot of doubt is also there about his future. But not once do they ever show his ex-wife. And it's a little hard to believe that she wouldn't have been involved at all in this entire phase, especially given they have joint custody of the child. They show he has one friend who also barely helps him out, only for them to show way more friends with him in the future, including that one friend. His parents also never show up through all of this, only for them to randomly appear after almost 10 years, that too without any reason or any occasion. And the same goes for his brother as well. So all of this seems very unnatural and forced to a viewer. Next, the movie could have also been better layered with the subplots, as otherwise the movie feels too monotonous. I'm sure there must have been key moments in his life apart from just the hospital and him recovering. Also, the film at times gets too overindulgent and is overly slow in places it doesn't need to be slow, or where an extra stay onto something or a long static shot has really no extra impact. Now, speaking of other random things over here, but important things, almost every Indian in this movie is shown as a Bengali. Be it his friends, well, family obviously, but even his doctor. I swear there is not one non-Bengali Indian person in this movie. And that's funny, as there aren't as many Bengali people in the US. I mean, had you said Guju or Telugu, I would have still maybe humored you. Also, a key point they don't talk about over here is what Arjun did all these years while he was diagnosed and fighting cancer. The movie makes it seem like he's living off of his savings, which just seems too flawed because the medical expenses in the US are sky high and he's also given a good chunk of his assets to his ex-wife. But in reality, he actually started off as a motivational speaker, and I feel that's such an important side to the story that's just completely sidelined. Adding this would not only add more weight to your story, but also make the audience root for your character so much more. I feel trying to amplify the pain by not including this was a very dishonest move on the maker's part. And lastly, I also felt the authenticity in the movie was oftentimes cued. Like they have Abhishek Bachchan talk to his parents in Bengali, even a friend of his would be speaking to him in Bengali, but then he speaks with his daughter in Hindi. And that makes no sense whatsoever, as both the parents are Bengali, and if she were to pick up a second language in the US, it's most probably going to be Bengali and not Hindi. Now, you may argue that this was done for the Indian audiences, but well, you could have just shown them talk to each other in English, as half of the movie is in English anyways. So well, if you did not like October, then skip this already. This movie is a slow burn emotional movie, tries to use some humor at times, but a lot of it is just trying to get you into the shoes of the character and making you feel the pain and dilemma that he's feeling. So if you feel this isn't your zone, then you can go ahead and skip this. So on the whole, I would say great performances and a very real feel keep the movie going. There definitely are moments where you get completely sucked into the character's world. But the pace, flaws mentioned, and the lack of background music do pull the movie down. So on the BMB meter, I'm giving the movie 6 on 10. Watch it knowing exactly what you're going in for, or else don't. Do let me know what you thought of the review, and if you liked it, then please go ahead and like and share it. And hey, please hit that subscribe button and show my channel some love. Cheers, and I'll see you soon.